punches the guy out in court and everything.
That was so
It was
staged.
just not.
He was like, "You've been
Just,
served."
oh, it's so corny. The
so
gun,
funny.
the line, the
confused.
fact that like everyone claps for him afterwards is so bad.
Like,
Hello and welcome to the 27 people, 27 movies, but we're adding a 28th person today. We had our former producer, Irene, back from college to join us. She picked The Dark Knight to talk about, so we'll be doing that. But then we also added another alum. We got Max joining us, so you will be the 28th. You'll be kind of like
I'm
the
honored.
extra person with this. So welcome both. It's good to see both of you. We're here to talk about The Dark Knight. Considered, and I'll be curious to see what you say, the greatest superhero movie of them all. Do we agree with that?
Yeah. I was with Max yesterday and I was just like, what are your favorite movies? And he said one of them was The Dark Knight. And I was like, that's so funny because tomorrow I'm coming here to talk about it.
It's so good.
So then what's so good about it? What are the highlights?
First of all,
for you?
Heath Ledger.
Yes.
Easily.
Heath Ledger might be the greatest villain portrayal of a character in the history of
So
movies.
good. I mean, he makes the movie. It's a good movie anyway. Like, if it had another villain in it, but his performance.
His is just legendary. I think that's like, he went criminally insane to play the Joker, which is probably why he died, but...
Well, and there was like kind of some controversy when he was when he got the part, because he was kind of like a heartthrob, a Knight's Tale, like not really considered to be like a legit actor.
And then he went criminally insane.
But then like just when you go and you read about that, like he put himself in isolation to kind of and he's so good. I just have in my notes, it's like it's all these little things that make the performance so good, ranging from like when he meets Rachel and he like brushes his hair back, or like the way he's always like kind of like licking his lips, or
fidgety.
the stories with the scars. He has a different story. It's kind of like, who is this person actually? You know, is he just someone straight out of Arkham Asylum, or I don't know? Is it but just obviously the performance of Heath Ledger. What else? What else do you like about it?
I also really like. I think Christian Bale might be the best Batman, the best portrayal.
That's a good one.
Have you seen the new one?
I did not see the
I
new
did
one.
not finish
I
it.
saw parts of it, and it's the guy from
It's Robert
It's
Pattinson.
a Twilight guy, right?
And it was just like so bad.
People argue that he was the best like actual portrayal of Bruce Wayne and Batman because he was like depressed and like he had like the grief carrying with him. While Christian Bale, it's like you kind of forget his parents got killed.
Well, I think, but to me, like, there's that like kind of eccentric millionaire playboy element of Bruce Wayne that I think he pulls off really well when he's like sleeping through the meeting and he takes off with the opera on the crew on his yacht and like does all these crazy things, which I think is perfect for Bruce Wayne to deflect from being Batman, you know, from not actually, you know, anyone ever thinking it's him, up to the point where, like, one of the last scenes in the movie when he's kind of involved in the car chase, and Commissioner Gordon is like, "Are you okay?" And he's like, you know, he doesn't even recognize that he might potentially be Batman.
Back to what you guys were saying before, like what I loved about The Dark Knight when I watched it like years ago was I didn't know who Heath Ledger was. Like I'd watched The Knight's Tale, but I hadn't watched It's 10 Things About You.
Yes.
Like I saw that more recently, but I was just obsessed with the Joker. Like I don't know, I just like it was just so good. Like that's it. And I didn't even know like the story or anything.
It is legendary.
It's probably the best portrayal of a comic book character of all
and
time.
also like one of the best pieces of acting in any movie, like obviously and to win an Oscar for a superhero movie, and it's not even like the idea that like you could argue, oh well, when he passed away they gave him the Oscar, like but no, this was like an Oscar winning performance. It's so good that so much of this, and when we did the first couple of seasons of the 27 with the superhero movies, like there's that idea of like suspending your disbelief of like that couldn't actually happen, all these things. There are so many things with the Joker that would kind of fall into that. Like he couldn't rig this, you know, all these gasoline cans, except you believe it because like he's so good that you can believe that like one, he's a genuine psychopath, but then he's also this like criminal genius that nothing seems to be out of his capabilities.
Like the scene where he was like saying like, "Oh, I'm gonna show you how this pencil disappears," and then he like, shoves it in the guy's head, and we're just like. Okay.
Just so many things. Just even from the jump, the first scene is also one of the great first scenes in any movie, and just like
to the heist.
The heist.
It worked out so perfectly, even like as like the bus was leaving, and it goes like perfectly in line.
Fits
like,
right in.
It was so good because I'm like, imagine being the person behind him, seeing it come out of the bank. Do you say anything? No, you just keep driving.
No, they just gotta get those kids wherever they're going. The idea that like that whole part of his like criminal mastermind, the whole plan of the bank heist, that like one guy kills the next guy, kills the next guy until he's the only one left. But then he doesn't even care about the money because then later he burns that whole stash.
It's just crazy.
Because he's totally insane. No, he's so good. I think even the way Commissioner Gordon describes him when they bring him in, he's like, he has nothing in his pocket but knives and lint.
Yeah.
It's like so good. Which also like, the movie's so good because it's just like this cascading of fantastic scenes. Like from when the scene where he gets arrested through his interrogation till the end of the movie is just non-stop.
Everything just like works so perfectly.
They all have a great look too. Just like even like, I don't even know, like the way the research and development area where they keep all like the bat stuff, just that room with all the the panel, like the ceiling of lights and everything, just like.
It was like obviously really unrealistic, but like low key could be realistic. Like that's something I liked about this Batman, where he was just like, it wasn't so crazy where it's like this is completely impossible, because he has so much money where everything is kind of possible.
Yes.
Yeah.
What do you think about his voice? That's the only thing I don't love.
Yeah.
Like
Christian. He couldn't get like that deep, like scratchy voice
now,
that Batman
for
has.
Bruce Wayne, is this an attempt to conceal his voice, or is this just like the decision that Christian Bale made in his performance as
I feel like
Batman?
Practically, that would make sense.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, I don't know, because he's only talking to criminals, and he's not gonna like talk to them like as Bruce. Well, I mean, sometimes he does, but.
And like who would recognize a voice to totally explain. Now, I will say, Harvey Dent is one of the things I don't like about this movie.
I don't either.
I think it's like a clear weakness. The performance is but then just like so things about superhero movies that like there's always a little bit of cheese in there, but you can kind of dismiss it. Like for example, like that scene where like when he like punches the guy out in court and everything.
That was so staged.
It was just like not.
He was like, "You've been
Just,
served."
oh, it's so corny. The
so
gun,
funny.
the line, the fact that like everyone claps for him afterwards is so bad.
Like when he told the guy like next time you want to murder a public servant, use like buy American instead of like.
That was
so
the line.
funny.
That was
I
the line.
didn't understand that. I was like, what's
It was
the
so
point?
funny. It was
American
so cheesy.
made.
But wait, so did the gun just not work when he tried to shoot him?
Well, it wasn't American made, and if we know how to do anything in this country, it's make guns. I mean where I can't suspend disbelief is like the trauma of having half of your face melted off. The fact that he then is just like up and at him, and he's going and he's like doing everything. Like I can't get past that. Like
tries so hard, and even before that, where like he wants to be such a good person and do things the right way, but it's like it's admirable. But I'm just like.
I never also got like how when he like burnt half his face off, he developed a second personality. How did that happen?
Yeah, and that like maybe it was was it? Did they kind of reveal a little bit that he was a little bit of like not a criminal, but like at one point does he have a chance to like even kill the Joker? Well, there's a time where he interacts with someone where he's kind of like he has the gun.
It's the guy at the.
It's the other guy, the guy that was dressed as the cop at the parade. Yeah, like
he
you
gets
kind
him
of
like a train. He's like, heads you live, tails you die.
Yeah, that's the other thing. The coin is.
It's like his villain origin story. I just wasn't.
It's kind of weak.
So yeah, to me, Two-Face. I think it's Aaron Eckhart plays him. Not so much. I don't love Maggie Gyllenhaal either. Katie Holmes is in the first one. I like Katie Holmes a little bit better than Maggie Gyllenhaal in terms of performance.
He's what, Rachel, right?
Rachel. Yeah. And like she's okay. They let her die. Why? He explains it like, you're one of the good ones. But like the fact that they just like he lets her die. Well, what else? Anything else? Anything more about Heath Ledger? I mean, I know we started with him, but I want to make sure we give him his.
I mean, I really like the scene where he blows up the hospital. Like, I'm not gonna lie.
That was so funny.
That's a great scene.
That was another thing in terms of like.
That was a great scene.
So there was always a rumor that was like ad-libbed. That like when
where he like it doesn't go off.
Waited and then he like turned around for real to
That was a
wait.
great
But that was another thing that falls into that like suspension of disbelief, like. Like to rig an entire building to explode
Especially
like that,
hospital.
But you can believe it. But no, it's a great scene in the nurse's outfit as well.
It was just so. It was like I'm also like I have no attention span, so I need things to be funny. And like even though this whole movie isn't like a huge comedy, I think like little things like that with the Joker, which is what I appreciate, where he's not like cheesy funny, he's like genuinely like crazy and psychotic.
Yeah.
But like he has his moments where I can laugh. I'm allowed to laugh at this.
Yeah.
Kind of. It was the outfit, not the hotel blowing up.
And even just all the little details, all the name tags, how like two of the cops he kills, like it's like Harvey and Dent. And then the cop that he almost kills that we were talking about, he's got Rachel's name on the name tag.
It's so unrealistic, but it's like realistic within the context of the movie. So it's just like he's putting in the effort.
Yeah.
And he's going places. He went places.
I also think this was probably the best like look for the Batmobile. I liked the 2008 like Batmobile Tumbler. That was the best.
Yeah, I like that. I like the break apart, turn it into like the motorcycle.
Yeah.
Because like the original one, I don't remember what the original one looked like, but it was cheesy.
All right, well I think we did it.
Yes.
Thanks so much for coming in. It was good to catch up. Good to see you. Your triumphant return. The former great producer. No one replaced you. We got our wonderful classic producers who help with the filming. Well, take care. Good luck with the rest of your semester. Be sure to always come and visit us. You all are missed here. And be sure to listen to the podcast. We need those listens. Got to get our audience up.
Notification every time.
There you go. Follow us on Instagram at the27THHS. Follow us on Spotify or Apple so that you can get notifications too. And that's it. Thanks for coming.